Hi, good evening everyone. This is Shiv Prasad Yadav. Now, this is our very first session with respect to Indian economy. Now, whatever the strategy is there with respect to Indian economy, when compared to strategies of other faculty, my strategy is completely different because in my classes, I'm dividing each and every topic. For example, you have banking in India. So I'm starting with defining banking, the bank itself in detail. After that, I'll be going into okay, in ancient India, do we have any kind of banking? If so, who were the bankers in ancient India? If medieval India, any kind of banking activity is there, then who were the bankers? So, likewise, I'll be analyzing each and every topic and subtopic. So, first, I'll be giving you a notes, a detailed notes, and I'm explaining that particular notes very carefully with minute details. For example, this is our first session related to banking. So this is very first session related to Indian economy and it is banking. So if I want to start banking concept with respect to any competitive exam, where I have to start banking concept, I have number of options. I can start banking class starting from 1770 because in 1770 we have the very first bank in India, that is Bank of Hindustan, and there I can explain about agency houses, and there I can explain about joint stock companies, and then to first completely Indianized bank, and then to presidential banks, and then to Imperial Bank of India, like that. If I start banking from 1770. Now, second option I have is banking from 1947. And third option I have banking from 1935. And fourth option I have after classifying banks. So first I will explain classification of banks and I'll go to all other segments of banking. So if I want to start a banking class, I have four options. I can start with banking class with 1770. I can start banking class with 1947. I can start banking class with 1935 also. And even I can start banking class with classification of banks. Okay, scheduled banks, non-scheduled banks. What is a specialized bank? What is a regional bank? What is drive-through banking? What is online banking? What is uh, mobile banking, etc. So many kinds of banking. So I can start with that also. So where I can start or where I should start? If I want to start banking class, I have four options: 1770, 1947, 1935, and classification of banking. So which is the most appropriate beginning or option to take a banking class out of these four? In my opinion, none. None of these are good beginning for banking system if I want to take a class with respect to banking system in India. My approach is simple and which is very useful with respect to all competitive exams in India. If it is related to banking, I'm not going to start with 1770, I'm not going to start with 1947, and I'm not going to start with 1935, and even I'm not going to start with classification of banks also. I'll be going to start with, first of all, I'll take banks in ancient India. So, ancient India banking, that means any kind of banking is there, banking activity is there in ancient India. If so, who were the bankers? Any kind of banking activity is there in medieval India? If so, who were the bankers and what is the system? And then we'll go to the banking at the beginning of present day banking in British India. So I'll start with the banking in British India, and in step 4 I'll go to banking in India after 1947. So this is the most appropriate structure for banking class, because Huge banking concepts were there in ancient India. For example, Shrenis were bankers, they acted as merchants, they acted as bankers, they even participated in social welfare activities like NGOs. So many activities are there in ancient India. We have literary evidences also for ancient India banking. We have Madura inscription, we have Nasik inscription. So based on Nasik and Madura inscription, we can say that Shreni is involved in banking activities. They were basically merchants, but they were also involved in banking activities. And in Mauryan period, there is a negotiable instrument called Adesha. So huge amount of banking is there in ancient India. And then to medieval India, Sarras were there, Karwanis were there, and Takavi loans were there. And in British India, we have agency houses, we have joint stock companies, and then we have commercial banks. And in the beginning, we have three presidential banks, and then we have Imperial Bank of India, and then we have State Bank of India. Before that, we have Reserve Bank of India, and whatever the present banking system is there, the roots are there in this part. So that is part 3. And in part 4, whatever the banking things are there from 1947 after independence to till date, we will divide it into 5 generations, and at present we are in 5th generation of banking. So this is the most appropriate structure for banking in India. Now, for Indian economy, I'm starting Indian economy with banking in India. I'm not going to start with Indian economy with national income, poverty, unemployment, something like that, because whatever the present issues are there in present day, or contemporary issues are there in 2021, more are related to banking. If non-performing assets concept is there, it is related to banking. If anything related to moratorium, COVID-19 pandemic, and monetary policy in these situations, in these conditions, and pumping of money by the RBI into government of India, or pumping of money by the government of India into the system, whatever it may be, all are one or the other way related to banking system only. If we are perfect in banking system, we are done with monetary policy, we are done with inflation and its impact, we are done with CPI, we are done with WPI, we are done with money markets, bills of exchange, and one or the other way we'll enter into capital markets also. So the only this concept, only this particular banking concept, or getting expertise or getting perfection in banking system in India, will give you a huge chances of getting good marks in Indian economy. Whatever the questions they are going to ask in Indian economy, this particular thing will give you good score, because this is directly related to many topics and indirectly related to some topics. So that's why I have chosen this topic for the very first session of Indian economy. So this is my structure of Indian banking. I'll start Indian banking with ancient India banking, banking in ancient India, banking in medieval India. Then I'll move on to whatever the banking activities are there in British India, and whatever the banking activities are there from 1947 to till 2021. This is my structure for banking, and this is my first class of Indian economy. This is my very first session of Indian economy. I have already explained you why I have not opted for 1770, why I have not opted for 1947, 1935, and even why I haven't gone for classification of banking to start banking class, because there is something we should be very much proud of India. We have a very strong science and technology in ancient India. We have very strong mathematics in ancient India. Many subjects, you take geometry, you take town planning, you take underground drainage, whatever you take from present society, it will be there in ancient India. You can find it, you can find it in ancient India concept, actually, from Indus Valley civilization. If you want to take pre-cultures of Indus Valley civilization also, the cultures which are previous to Indus Valley civilization. For example, you take Amri, you take Kotiji, you take Kalibangan. These are pre-cultures of the cultures which inspired Indus Valley civilization. Actually, from those cultures only we have IVC. Then we have so many things. So huge amount of beauty is there in ancient India with respect to economy, with respect to science and technology, with respect to culture, with respect to language, with respect to literature. So much is there. That's why I'm starting the banking with ancient India only. So we'll be doing everything related to ancient India banking. Then we'll move on to medieval India. Then we will move on to British India. Then we'll move on to 1947. So in these four phases, you will see so many things which are related to economy as a whole. So in my next session, I'll define what is a bank, because without understanding what is a bank exactly and the number of bank like institutions, you cannot differentiate between what is exactly a commercial bank and what are other bank like institutions. The very first thing we should learn is what is a bank. So in my next session, I'll be defining the bank exactly, and I'll explain about other bank like institutions also. Thank you.